Let's just get into it, bro. So, how old are you?
I'm 20.
20. Okay. Cool. What's your occupation?
Occupation, shoot, I would really say self-employed.
I feel that. So, what do you do? What do you do? Far as like, what is your hobbies? What do you like to do?
My hobbies, well, what I do for like a living right now is I mix and I engineer folks' tracks. So, I don't know if a lot of y'all know, but mixing engineer is basically like the people who in the studio, actually putting the song together. So that's in a sense what I do for my business, but it's more to it. I make beats too and I rap. So I'm basically like a one-stop shop, in the music industry.
I feel that. So let's get back to it, right? So you say you from Atlanta, Georgia, right?
Yes, sir.
So which side are you from?
I'm originally from Lithonia, Georgia. So that's over there, like, Stevenson High School, Arabia Mountain, that area over there.
Okay, cool. So, as a child growing up in Atlanta, what was it like?
Shoot, growing up, like, really, you see a lot growing up, especially in this city. Um, you see a lot of, like, like, people that's close to you, like, as kids, you don't really know what they're going through, what their family might be going through. But as you grow up, you start to see, like, dang, like, they was really struggling, but, they did everything they can to, like, still try to be, connected, still try to live a good life, still try to um, basically just, like, stay afloat, you know what I'm saying? And in Atlanta, it's really, like, when I was growing up, it was a lot of that around me. Like, I had friends that they wasn't really living in houses. Like, my friends was living in apartment complexes, and I grew up living in a house. Fortunately, my parents, you know, because of the life they lived before I was born in a household. But all my friends around me was like either in townhouses, all that. So we just grew up in different, like, you know, we had different upbringings, but everybody goes through the same thing as far as, like, growing up and, like, experiencing the same thing where I come from. You know, because everybody really on the same thing, and I feel like um, basically, like, the Lithonia area is just like it's a lot of people that's talented, just even more than just music. It's with the clothing, it's with art, like actual art. Painting and shit, and it's a lot of creativity that comes from the Lithonia area, especially the Cab area.
Okay. Cool. So, describe the type of challenges that you had to face growing up.
Shoot, growing up, man, it was a lot of challenges. Like, I would say more so mentally than physically, but physically, um, it was just like, trying to be confident in myself, trying to understand what is my purpose, being here, doing what I'm doing. Like, before I even got to where I'm at, I had to figure out, like, what do I want to do with my life? You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people go through, school, middle school, high school, college even, so, not really knowing what they want to do with their life. And for me, it's like, literally after I graduated from high school, I understood what I wanted to do, and that was kind of like a blessing in a sense, because it's like it was already a part of my family, so I just had to, go ahead and take part in doing it and just, do what I love doing. Because before I was doing this, I was already, like, just making beats on the side just for fun and stuff, but I never took it seriously. And something just, like, as soon as I graduated from high school, it was just like I got more serious about creating music and actually trying to make money from it. So that's kind of where this all came. And as far as obstacles, like, mentally, it was just like, confidence. Physically, it was like just, you know getting through challenges with dealing with certain people talking down on your name, you know, dealing with people not really like trying to support you, you know, it's a lot that goes to it. But really the main thing I did was just have confidence in myself and motivated myself, you know, to get to where I'm at, and the rest is just gonna be history.
I feel that. I feel that. So you mentioned that while growing up that you had to keep yourself busy by making beats. So that was the first thing that you got into, right?
Yeah, so like before I was engineering and before I was rapping, like I was strictly doing beats. Like even when I was young, like my parents used to give me like this little DJ set. I don't know, a lot of y'all OGs might know it, like 2000 babies, y'all might know what I'm talking about. But it's like it was like this little box, and it had like this little circle thing, and you could press some of the knobs, and they'll play like certain loops, and you can make a beat to it. And that's slick, like how I started, you know. Even before that, I was like playing instruments in elementary school. Like in elementary school, I learned how to play the piano. In middle school, I learned how to play the whole drum set. And then like high school, I was in marching band. And not a lot of people know this, but people from my school know that. Like in marching band, I started off in percussion, playing cymbals, and then I moved up my junior year and my senior year. I was a drum major. So it was kind of like music been a part of my life, like all my life. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really just been a part of me, and it kind of just stayed with me. And you know, with going through that through all my life, it's just like that's how I really figured out. You know, that's what I wanted to do.
Okay. Okay. Cool. 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 So you didn't want to play any sports? Or, like, did you play sports first?
Oh no, I play hella sports,
What,
hella sports. Like
so let's just get into that subject. So what type of sports you played?
shit, sports. For a minute, I did like swimming. Like I did swim meets for a good little minute. I actually liked that more than any other sport that I did because it was like your whole body was like physically involved. Like swimming, you gotta know how to have the right stride and everything. Your breathing gotta be right. So that was probably like one of my favorite things I did. But I also played soccer, baseball, um, football. I was really involved in a lot of things, but because of like because how much involved I was, it was like every year I was doing something different. Like this year I'll do soccer, this year I'll do swimming, this year I'll do football. You get what I'm saying? Like it wasn't nothing consistent. If I was to stay consistent on one sport, then I'd probably be good at it. But I would say like the most consistent one would be baseball. Cause I played baseball when I was like in elementary school, middle school, and even a little bit when I was in high school, but that didn't last too long.
I feel that. I feel that. I feel that. So you mentioned that you swim, right?
Yeah.
What made you want to learn how to swim?
Shit, just like
How did you get into swimming? Like,
swimming. Well, it's really when like this is what I'm saying. Like where I come from, it's like everybody was literally doing the same thing, or it's like you would literally have friends like that you knew just doing the same shit that you would be doing because y'all come from the same area, and you know everybody's parents or like you know they would be involved in the same type of activities. So like how I started getting into the swimming was like when I learned how to swim, it was at Lithonia Pool, and I forgot the coach name, but it was like damn near everybody from Lithonia learned how to swim from him. And like when that summer I had learned how to swim, I was like probably middle school, like start of middle school, and I just learned how to swim, and then I really was good at it, like just naturally at swimming. And he was like, "You should start doing like swim meets and stuff. You know, you can probably get scholarship from it." And so I started doing that, and I was really good at swimming. I'm not even gonna lie. Like they said, I had the cleanest form out of most people that just first year started. So it's just like it was kind of naturally installed in me. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much how I got into it. I only did one meet though, which is crazy.
Did you win?
Yeah, like one of the like it's different segments of the meet, so you have different like strokes. Like my favorite stroke was like freestyle, or no, I don't think it was called freestyle, was it? I think it was, but I forgot the name of it. But it's like where you just you going like this, just forward, and that was like my fastest stroke because it was just like I was just striding, and then my first time doing it, I got second place, and it was folks that was doing that shit for years, like swimming for years, and that was my first time at my first meet, and I got second place. So it's just like if I would have kept doing swimming, I'm pretty sure I would have been like, pretty good at like, meets that actually mean something. You get what I'm saying?
Okay. Cool. So far as so you mentioned that you play baseball and you play football, right? You said you've been playing baseball since elementary.
Yeah, probably even I want to say even before elementary. Like I was playing t-ball.
Oh, so you that was the most sport that you was play the longest. Yeah. So why how did you get into baseball?
Baseball, it's like I think my dad really just like he put me onto that because of where he from. New Jersey, it's a lot of baseball because of New York Yankees back then. They was real popular back in his day. So I guess like if he wanted me to be involved in something, it would have been baseball. And for a minute, like I know when he was younger, he played baseball, but he was more so playing football because my granddad was his coach, and my dad and my uncle played on the same team, and they actually went to the championships, like back in their day. They was real good, but I guess he wanted me to just try something different than he did and just do baseball.
Okay. So so you play football, right? Too, right?
Yeah.
So how long you been playing football?
Shit, football was real quick. That was just like one season actually.
What position did you play?
Shit, mainly I was playing like safety. Like I knew how to play the game, but it was like I don't know, like.
Could you have come good at it? Like, do you think like was you good at your first time playing in it? Like,
first time playing it, the position I was probably best at was running back. Cause like even in baseball and like that's the thing I know with me, like with swimming, baseball, and football, like and even soccer, they were saying that I was the fastest. So, like if I wanted to do track, I probably could have did that too. But they put me in positions that was like the fastest for the game. So like baseball, it was shortstop, cause or center field. You get what I'm saying? Center field, you in the middle, like so you got to be the fastest player to get to the ball, catch it, do what you got to do with it. And football, it was running back, cause fastest player is usually running back. You know what I'm saying? You gonna have to maneuver through the other team to try to get the touchdown. But,
okay.
That's pretty much it.
Okay, that's cool. So let's get back to the subject on music, right? So you were saying that you've been making beats since you was little.
Yeah.
And everything. So how did you how, over time, right? What made you want to, like, did you always want to do it, like, or did your parents kind of put you in that situation, or?
It was kind of like literally like ever since I came out the womb, like music was there, and the reason like that was so because like my dad was already doing music before I was even born. Like he was big time in the music industry before I was born. So it's like, with the shit that he did before I was even born, it just kind of led into, and it was still going. You get what I'm saying? Like he never stopped even after I was born. So, and then plus my mom when they had went to church, they was both involved in the music ministry. So my mom would be like the choir director, and my dad would be like the lead pianist. So it kind of just went hand in hand. At church, you hear a lot of music when they first open up. So it's kind of like you know. And then a lot of, you know how a lot of producers, you know, start up from church playing drums or like playing piano. Like I could have played drums in church, but it was like, you know, I wasn't really ready for all that, you know, as far as like, you know, being there early in the morning and trying to practice with them and stuff. Like I just wasn't mentally ready for that. But I still understood music. I still loved, like, you know, the sound that they created. And even just outside of church, like, you know, my dad would do like gigs on the side, and we would go to them. And like even at the house, he would just be showing me how to like play guitar, because he played guitar, and like, you know, learn a little bit more on the piano and stuff. It was just like, music really been a part of my whole life, for real. And that's like, really like, if I was to say like that's my story, or if I was to write like a biography, you know, then that's what would probably be the main thing, like music, because that's really what has just been involved in my life the most.
Okay. That's good.